Hey everyone, welcome back to the B Studio, and today I'm here with a brand new video for you guys. I'm going to be reviewing The Chosen Season 2 Episodes 4 and 5. This is very exciting. I do not have my partner here today with me, unfortunately. My dad, we've just been very busy lately, and I wanted to come on here and get a review recorded, but I will promise that we'll be doing a Loki. I'm not sure about preview show yet, but we'll at least be reviewing the first episode. I gotta say, I'm gonna promise that we'll be doing a review of the first episode at the end of next week. So I'm really excited for that. So anyways, let's go ahead and just talk about these episodes. Really quick, before I get into reviewing it, I wanted to just show you this. My parents got me this for an end of school present. It is The Chosen. We got pretty much just 40 days of devotional, I think, is just the point of this. There's really a lot of different themes in here, like trust is in here, usefulness, I really recommend getting this. I actually start this tomorrow, June 1st, and that's very exciting, and hopefully by the time that I finish reviewing The Chosen Season 2, because we're going to do at least one more podcast on it with our review of the last 3 episodes of Season 2. Hopefully I'll have this completed and I can share my results in either the same video or I might do a separate bonus video. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive right into Episode 4, titled The Perfect Opportunity. So I think this is really the most powerful that we've gotten of The Chosen. Sure, there are 2 outside characters, but Episode 5 is a little bit more not necessarily new if you're looking for something a little bit more to the character, relatable to the characters that we've seen now. But Episode 4 is 2 new characters. We have 2 brothers, and they were separated a long time ago due to a lot of issues. Pretty much the opening scene was very powerful because we saw this boy being healed and his older brother being held in this camp. We see the mother dying from giving birth. Really powerful, I gotta say. They really went all in on that opening scene. At first, I was kind of confused as to what was going on, and this episode was one of those episodes. The first time watching it, I had no idea what was going on, but going back through it and watching some analysis videos, I really understood the idea and concept of healing. They portrayed it in Season 1, but here they really did a good job with it. The Tale of 2 Brothers, I've seen people call it. Because what they really did a good job here is showing the emotion, the tension, the heartbreak of these 2 brothers and their journey together. And sure, we haven't seen it before. It is kind of coming out of nowhere, but that's the point of The Chosen. The point is to show healing. These 2 brothers to come together, and Jesus to be the one who binds them together. We have Simon and Jesse are the brothers' names. And I think that their journey is really powerful. And it's not just one of those things like you snap and everything becomes better. They have a very, confrontation full of tension for their first time talking to each other. There's really just angst between them. And I think it has to do with the fact that it wasn't fair back then. Nothing was fair back then. I mean, you look at it now. I mean, sure, Matthew made a bad decision, but sure, they're sort of respecting him. But you look at how so many people back then were treated. I'm sorry, I'm trying not to get emotional here. I know this is my dad's a preacher. This stuff is really hard on him, going back and studying these things to talk about in his sermons. I'm sure it hurts him too. I can't imagine just having to talk about that kind of thing in front of everyone. It's just something that I think really hits personal with a lot of people. I mean, I'm sure that seeing that opening scene was painful for a lot of people, and that's sure it's not a good thing, but it really shows that it's a well done scene because it shows that it impacts other people too. It's not just like a filler scene. Sure, there are parts of it that may have been a little bit over exaggerated and a little bit maybe not necessary, but it really just highlights, like I said, it highlights what life was like back then for these people. And that's what this show does a really good job in. Really good job. So yeah, the Tale of 2 Brothers, and by the end, they have a really, really powerful hug. Really well done, I gotta say. That had me not tears, because I really don't cry. I've gotten tear-eyed. I haven't flat out cried before. I've gotten tear-eyed, specifically in Aquaman, when she got reunited with Aquaman's dad. The parents got reunited. That really got me. But this scene got me too. Not tear-eyed necessarily, but I think I was close, because just seeing these two people come together, really powerful. These two brothers just really, and of course Jesus was the one to heal that. I think I've talked about that enough, but again, really powerful storyline. I'm hoping that we'll get to see more of these kind of things in the future. And they've really done a good job this season of really showing the healing process. And how Jesus was able to get Jesse up back on his feet. Sure, there was these people who are being, like, annoying, like, and really, because there's really two sides here. I mean, there's, like, the Roman side, and that's where Shmuel, whatever his name is, I really don't care, and I'll talk about him in a second, but there's really two sides. We have Jesus and the disciples, we have the Romans and these people, and I don't remember if they have, like, a name, but these people in, like, black and white, like, gowns, I guess you can call it, but yeah, Shmuel's back, and he was one of Nicodemus' students, and Nicodemus has been yet to be seen, but I'm sure he'll turn back up at some point, maybe this season, but he's definitely going to be back in the future. I'm certain, and my dad agrees too. But what's interesting here is that he's obviously doesn't have, like, good things going on in the background. I personally, I just don't know what's going to happen here. Obviously, Matthew's scared that he's, like, around, so it's obvious he's going to come in and cause trouble, but I'm hoping he gets some development at some point to this character, and I think he will. I think we're going to get some development there. I think that's going to be really cool. But for right now, I'm not really into it. Okay. So this episode, I think it's the best that we've gotten in The Chosen so far. I mean, I think I give it a 9 out of 10, I think. Really well done, I gotta say. This next episode, I give it a little bit lower score, and it's probably not my least favorite, but it didn't impact me in the same way as episode 4, and maybe that's the point, you know? I mean, not every episode can have that emotional, impact, otherwise that's tough writing. I mean, I'm sure episode 4 was very tough to write. I mean, they already said it was one of their biggest episodes, and they weren't kidding. It was really well done. Episode 5 is titled Spirit, and this came out May 23rd, so just last Sunday. And this was a well-done episode, too. It really kind of dives in a little bit more, and we get hints of Mary Magdalene's backstory. We kind of saw in the very first episode of The Chosen Season 1 that she was demon-possessed. And she was really struggling back then. And we saw that Jesus said Mary. He accepted her into their group, and that's how she became better. Now, she's unfortunately falling into that old trap with this demon-possessed man who comes up. And obviously, Mary has some sort of tension. And I think we're really going to get more to this backstory with this certain man, because by the end of the episode, Mary's missing. So I think Mary is going to fall back into her old roots. Now, I was thinking, what is going on with this demon man? Like, did I feel like the scene was too dramatic? Not necessarily. I think it wasn't as bad as it could have been. It wasn't as creepy, but still kind of weird. Kind of a weird scene, in my opinion. A little bit confused by that, even watching some of the analysis videos. But I think it really shows that there's this other side back then of just dark people, like demon-possessed people, and Mary used to be that. Sure, she's gotten better, but I really think she's gonna fall back into that old trap, because it's character development, you know? What I did like about this episode is that they didn't have to introduce a new person. We really got just some development in Mary's character, and by the end of the episode, Simon and Matthew are gonna be off looking for her. Unfortunately, I think I really want something with Simon and Matthew to just kind of, like a truce, kind of, and I think maybe we've already gotten that, but it's just a talk between them, because I feel like Simon hasn't really been doing it for me lately. He's just been meh, just because of how he's treated Matthew. But, yeah, so I really think this is going to cause Mary to fall back into her old roots. Comment down below, what do you think is going to happen with Mary? Okay. The last thing I want to talk about was this in this episode, John the Baptist is kind of like back, and he had a really good conversation with Jesus, really highlighting what the Chosen does best, and that is emotional conversations. We've seen John the Baptist before back in season one, and I think that I didn't. I mean, this conversation I didn't pick up. Like, I didn't really write much down about it, but really powerful conversation, I gotta say, between these two. And I'm hoping that he's back in future episodes. I mean, I hear that he's gonna be back in season 3, so I think he's probably like done for now. But I'm glad because we kind of got like him in previous we've got him in season 1, so to just kind of like see him and have the close relationship that he has with Jesus, because we didn't really, the Bible didn't really touch on that. It didn't touch on their Jesus and John the Baptist relationship. So I really do like that they're doing it in The Chosen. So, yeah. Episode 5, I give it an 8 out of 10. Not as good, just because it didn't have that impact for me. Sure, we got some character development. The demon thing was kind of creepy, but I think Mary's story really interests me, and just where is she going to be at, and that Jesus and John the Baptist moment was really good. So I give it an 8 out of 10. But episode 4 really blew me out of the park, I gotta say. Almost tear-eyed, and I really don't cry a lot with movies. Really well done. I kudos the Dallas for making that episode really beautiful. Again, episode 5 was good too, but episode 4 was, I think, in my opinion, the best that we've gotten by far. Okay, so hopefully me and my dad will be back to do at least one more Chosen podcast before the season ends, starting this tomorrow. Recommend getting it. So anyways, thanks for watching my studio. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you never miss a video. Thanks for watching, and bye.